Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the GTHL Breakout podcast. We're super excited to be joined by four of our great former U16 stars this past season. So we have with us Luka Graziano, Lev Katzin, Jake O'Brien, and Aidan Lane, two from the Toronto Junior Canadians and two from the Toronto Marlboros. So we're just going to talk a little bit about last season. You guys have all had busy off season so far and all of that fun stuff. So thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we are mid-August, really in the heat of off-season, all that training and everything, but all four of you have had really exciting news for the future. So I will start in chronological order. Obviously, Jake, you were selected 8th overall by the Brantford Bulldogs. For those who don't know, formerly Hamilton, but they're moving on up to Brantford for this season. So after being selected 8th overall, you signed with them for, I think it was just shortly after in May. So how was that whole experience?
Well, it was unbelievable hearing my name called by such an unbelievable organization, and they're growing up. They're a young team, so I'm going to be fit and perfect there. So I'm really excited.
And it's kind of fitting. Hamilton in the recent years have won a few championships. You yourself are coming off of an OHL Cup champion win, MVP. Sorry to the Marlboros on the call. It's a little bit of back and forth here, but this past season you've definitely had your share of milestones. So what do you reflect on now when you look back at the whole OHL Cup experience?
Well, it was the biggest tournament with like everyone there, a whole bunch of media. Everyone was watching it. Every game was packed, so it was just an unbelievable experience and just cherry on top to win it.
And I'll switch on over to Luka, teammate on the Toronto Junior Canadians, who also had a fantastic OHL Cup. You led all defensemen in points. I think you was 8 points in 7 games played. And you opened the scoring for the 3-0 championship win. So when you reflect on this past season, especially the OHL Cup, what comes to mind now?
It was a great season for me personally. Obviously, it was my first year at the Junior Canadians last year, but I fit in with the boys really well. I thought we progressed great throughout the season, and we started getting closer as a group towards the end of the season. And then we kind of hit our full stride come OHL Cup. And the OHL Cup was just a complete different experience to anything I've ever played in, and I'm sure most of my teammates too. It was a pleasure the whole tournament, and obviously it was great to find success there winning it.
And switching gears, you recently were announced as a commit to Harvard, similar to Aidan and Lev on the call. So, how was that experience? How excited are you for the future? And how did that all come about for you?
It's been a pretty long and tedious process to like end up committing, but it's been great. I was so relieved to finally get the call to make things official. Um, but yeah, it's just been amazing. I've been pumped the whole time, like kind of leading up to August 1st when we were allowed to officially commit. There was a lot of anticipation, but it was just great to finally make things official. And I'm looking forward to the future with 11 Aiden too.
Well, it's a nice switch over to be your future teammates. So 11, Aidan, you, as we noted, you both also recently committed to Harvard. So I'll start with you, Lev. How was that experience for you, and how excited are you for the future?
Oh, I'm really excited. I'm excited to put all the work in to be able to make an impact on that team in the future. And it was just amazing. It was an awesome process the whole way through.
And Aidan, how about yourself?
Yeah, just like they both said, it's been amazing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm super excited to play on a team and like make an impact in a great league.
Does the excitement become increased when I believe you and Lev have played together your entire minor hockey careers with the Marlboro. So is there a little bit more of an excitement there to go with each other?
Yeah, for sure. I'll be the first one to say it. It's been 7 years and he's been my best friend for that whole time period. So yeah, it's been great and definitely makes it more exciting.
Definitely moving into the next chapter together is nice. So as we're looking to the future, we're going to reflect a little bit back. We talked about the OHL Cup this past year. Obviously, the Junior Canadians came out on top on there, but GTHL champions were the Toronto Marlboros. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Aidan, we'll throw it back to you. And I know we talked a little bit about that through different points in the season, but even reflecting now, what does it mean to be a GTHL champion?
It's amazing. Like I said, I've been teammates with Lev for 7 years, and that was the first time together that we won it, and it was our last season together, so that made it even more special. And all the work and all the hours and practice and bag skating and stuff like that that we put in to finally get it made it really awesome.
And Lev, we got the smile from the bag skating, but any
Yeah.
other memories stick out from this season other than that?
To be honest, just all the crying in the prior years, um, from all the goals Jake scored on us and the GTHL finals and standing across the blue line and seeing their gloves being thrown in the air. It was nice to be on the giving end this time. And it was just great to see how all of our team came together in some of the most important tournaments this year, like the Silver Stick and the Marley Holiday Classic, how we all came together and kind of bought into Rich's game plan, and it worked. We won because we were a team.
And I'm going to just bring it back to the very start of the season for you, Jake. I remember you were representing the Toronto Junior Canadians at the GTHL Media Day in September. For me, I think back and I go, oh, Jake was there that day. But when you think back to the start of last season and after everything you accomplished with your team and everything that your team went through last year, did you think any of that would have been possible starting, back at GTHL Media Day before the season even started?
Well, you always have that, like, you want to win, but like you still gotta go out there and do it. And like we went through a few rough patches, but we found our stride at the end, became a team at the end. We went out as winners, so I'm really happy about that.
Well, and both teams, I know we've talked about both teams had their highs and lows, and you each had your win in respective areas, but both of these teams went through a pretty unique experience last season as well with the first inaugural Mustache Cup. So last year, for those who remember, it was a game on November 19th at Mattamy Athletic Center in Toronto, and the big highlight, it was the CBC stream game. You guys went head to head, had an elite game. Obviously, the Junior Canadians came out on top on that game. But additional components of that, you guys went through, breaking the ice, mental health training together. And there was a huge fundraising aspect that got really competitive. I know it really impressed me with a lot of people. It opened up on, I think it was November 2nd, and within a week or 2 weeks, the totals were crazy. And within just over a month, I believe it closed on December 9th. Both of your teams collectively raised over $34,000. So massive accomplishment. And for those who don't know, the Mustache Cup took place in November for Movember, which traditionally involves the growing of mustaches during the month of November to raise awareness of men's mental health issues such as men's mental health and suicide prevention, prostate cancer, and testicular cancer. So you guys definitely made a massive dent in the charitable cause there. In terms of the competition with the fundraising battle, the Marlboros came out on top there. You guys raised over 18,000, and the Junior Canadians were just $2 shy of 13 grand. So regardless, massive numbers, massive accomplishment, and a really great experience watching both teams go through that together from my perspective. But I'll start with you, Luka. What was that experience like, and what did you take away from participating in the Mustache Cup?
Yeah, so for starters, I think it was really important that we got to kind of do the seminar together as one big group. For me, it was nice meeting some of the Marlies guys that I've never met in person before. And then obviously there was a lot to take away about men's mental health during that seminar. Yeah, I came out of that room I learned a lot more than I knew before. And then the donation race, it was cool. I was keeping up with it a little bit, and it was cool to see the number go up throughout the month. It made something for a good cause really competitive, so I like that edge to it. And obviously, men's mental health is a great topic, so I'm happy, or a serious topic, so I'm happy that we did what we could to support research for that topic.
Absolutely. And Lev, from the Marlboros perspective, what did you take away from that entire experience?
Obviously you want to win the game, but there was way more to that game than the competition. But like Lucas said, it was great to be able to open up and have a sit down and have a seminar with the team you're going head to head with. And normally you're on the ice chirping and battling them, but it was good to see their I guess nice side off the ice, and it was really enjoyable. I remember my mom's like, "Come on, you guys got to win the fundraising. Like, text more people, because like we're competitive. All of us are competitive on here. We want to win." But it was a very enjoyable experience.
And Aidan, for you, when you were, I know the seminar has been touched on, it's definitely a highlight, but you know, there's all this talk, obviously, it's not unknown that the Junior Canadians and Marlboros are rivals, but when you guys were in the room, did it humanize the sides a little bit for you?
Yeah, for sure. Like personally speaking, I hadn't met a lot of them. Some of them I had, but for sure a lot of them I'd never met. And being in that situation, it definitely took their personalities off the ice and kind of switched them to their real life personalities.
And Jake, the Toronto Junior Canadians, you won the game. I from watching it, I felt like it was a little bit more serious than a regular league game. Would you agree that the stakes were high that game?
Well, it was good to be competitive in that game, but the bigger thing was like the men's mental health, like what we were doing it for. But it was cool to like play in front of a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of cameras. And leading up to it, we had a few media days, which was cool. So yeah, that was good.
Well, and this year, so you guys really launched things off with the Mustache Cup. So this year, we are really excited to have announced already that Movember and the GTHL will be hosting the inaugural Movember Moustache Cup A tournament. So the tournament will be playing host to, in comparison to both of your teams last year, we will host 32 teams across 4 non-contact A divisions. So U14, U15, U16, and U18. And all of those teams will have the opportunity to fundraise as well with prizes and all that fun stuff. So I'll ask each of you if you have some insight into maybe sharing with these teams, and maybe it's what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it kind of feel. So what do you say to these teams about to participate in the tournament style of the Mustache Cup? And I'll start with Luka for this one.
For starters, I'd say it's an experience that you kind of have to soak in. Big learning experience, and obviously it was kind of a different environment, so it was a very enjoyable environment, and I think just something you don't want to take for granted. And just be together with your team, enjoy it as much as you can, whether you win or not. And then obviously don't forget what you're playing for, because men's mental health is obviously a great cause, and you want to fundraise as much as you can, promote it as much. So just, make the most of the tournament.
And Jake?
Yeah, make the most of the tournament and just have fun playing out there, meet new people, and like the seminars. Yeah, just have fun.
And Aidan, we'll toss it to you.
I think Lucas said it very well. It's something you have to take seriously, obviously, but it's something you should enjoy and learn from, and just have a good time doing it.
And Lev, last word.
I'm gonna say don't be scared to go out of your comfort zone and approach people from other teams and build relationships with people from other teams, and in the seminars actually participate, because you get way more out of it when you're speaking and participating in the seminars than when you're just sitting down silently. And like they all said, enjoy it. It's an unreal experience, and try to fundraise as much money as you can for such an amazing cause.
And get competitive, as you all 4 of you did.
Very competitive.
Absolutely.
Well, definitely it's great to reflect on this past season, but I'm gonna switch gears a little bit and ask you guys, I think, what you're most excited for. As I mean, hockey season is right around the corner, so reflection, the last season was really great, but there's so much ahead for you guys. So Lev, I'll toss it back to you. What are you most excited for as this new season approaches?
I'm just excited to meet new people and continue my hard work and hopefully have a great season. But I'm most excited to meet new people and kind of move out of the typical home here and try to see what I can do on my own now.
And Aidan, I don't know if that was a job at meeting people other than you, maybe.
No, it wasn't.
But Aidan,
Yeah.
what about you?
I'm sort of the same way. Me and Lev have, like I said, maybe 3 times already. We've been on the same team together for 7 years. So jumping to a new team and a new place and new coaches and teammates and even teachers for me, just being in a new environment and starting a new season. Hopefully, like Lev said, I can do well and succeed, but it's just a new chapter.
And Jake?
Yeah, just excited to start a new chapter with the Bulldogs, and yeah, like Lev said, so like building and seeing what I can do on my own, and just really excited to meet my new teammates and coaches.
And Luka?
I've been a suitcase most of my career, so I'm glad I could stay with the same organization for more than 1 year. So I'm excited to start back up with the Junior Canadians Junior A. Kind of get out of my comfort zone playing against guys a little bit older than me, and then obviously I'm also looking forward to see how like the rest of the boys on this podcast do in terms of their season.
Well, and as you're all talking about, obviously the new chapters and new experiences, but if there was one thing that you've taken with you or advice you've been given from anyone or just minor hockey in the GTHL has given you to move forward, is there one thing that sticks out that you feel has kind of prepared you or advice that's leading you forward? And I'll start with Aidan for this one.
There's maybe two main things. One of them is nothing is guaranteed. So just putting in the work and putting in the effort. And like you said, what you put in is what you get out. So like always trying my best and never taking anything for granted. And then two is enjoy it and soak in the moment, because I already miss playing for the Marlies U16. I miss playing in the OHL Cup and winning all those tournaments and stuff like that. So yeah, probably work hard and enjoy the moment.
And Jake?
Yeah, working hard is the biggest thing, and just having fun throughout this like whole process. You're gonna get like talks about the draft, but try to like stay away from that and just enjoy your season, and that'll do the best for you.
And Luka?
Kind of adding on to what Jake said, kind of stay on your own path. Don't really listen to what other people have to say. And then also I'd say like one of my takeaways is, like working in the face of adversity, which I can say is like something I've taken out of hockey to like apply in real life too. And then, forming like friendships, brotherships with my teammates, and just take none of that for granted, because like Aidan said, like I already miss playing GTHL. It was just such a great experience over like the last 7-8 years.
And Lev?
I have two main things, and something that I learned this year is somebody's always going to be watching you. So, and even if nobody's watching you, you have to be able to work as hard as if you're playing in the OHL Cup final, or if you're just doing a bag skate on a Monday night at 6:30 after a long day of school. And you won't hear me say this often because I'm like one of the most competitive people. Aidan probably can agree with that. But losing isn't always bad. People will say you need to learn from the losses, which is true, because I think if we didn't lose all these last 6 years, then the 7th year we had this year would not have been as successful.
Great answer. And all of you great answers. And I just want to pull from that really quick and tie in, we touched on, you guys had a lot of highs and lows on both teams. You had your challenges and your wins and the tough losses. So from both of those perspectives and learning the tough lessons with the losses, I want to pull in the Movember Moustache Cup again really quick and ask, how important do each of you think from a men's mental health and men's health perspective to learn to deal with adversity? Luka, you can go ahead with that one first.
All right. Obviously there's a lot of adversity in hockey, and like losing is something like where you see the most adversity, but I think, stepping outside of the rink in your daily life, and you'll see adversity a lot, which will affect your mental health. So, I'm glad I had hockey to help me learn to deal with adversity, because if not, I feel like some hardships I face in life, I would take a while to recover from. So I think it's a great lesson, and just listen to your coaches, listen to your teammates, because it really goes a long way outside of the rink.
Good answer. And Love, what about you?
I think Aidan can agree with this. When you're dealing with like a lot of adversity and you have someone to talk to and vent to, I mean, Aidan normally was the guy that listened a lot, but to have someone to be able to talk to about like hockey problems, not doing like well on a test at school, issues with friends, like just having someone to talk to and someone that's always there for you is like an amazing thing to have. And adversity is not it's not possible to not face it in your life, and just to have someone to talk to about it is just like the ideal situation.
And Jake?
Yeah, like Lev said, it's like you should be able, like, you should reach out to a friend, family member when you're going through like a tough time with adversity, just because it'll help you a lot with, well, your mental health and in your performance in your sport. Because you're fighting through adversity and you don't really know how to handle it, that could really affect your performance. And yeah, just be like, hockey helped me with my adversity, and just, yeah, that just helped.
And Aidan?
Yeah, similar to what they've been saying, like whatever adversity you're going through, somebody else has probably gone through before. So finding somebody to be able to talk to and get advice from and just have them listen is something that can definitely really help.
All great answers. And as we wrap up here, I'm going to finish off with one fun one. So I'm going to ask you, for the young kids looking at you guys and looking at hockey and saying, you know, Mom, Dad, I want to play hockey. What is one reason why young kids today should play the game? And we'll start with Aidan.
Um, the experiences, like the Mustache Cup is one of them that really stands out for me. I played in the same league for the same team for 7 years, but there was no shortage of interesting experiences, interesting people that I got to meet, interesting places that I got to go, and just a whole bunch of different experiences and atmospheres and different things that you can try that you wouldn't be able to try if you didn't play hockey.
And Jake, your thoughts?
Well, meeting like lifelong friends, like I have some of my best friends that I met in hockey, and yeah, just meeting friends and like fighting through new experiences, and yeah, just starting from the beginning and trying to work up your way up to your final goal, and just fighting through all those experiences.
And Lev?
So I think hockey's life to me, and it's been like that my entire life. And I think to get into hockey, you have to experience this, and everyone on this call has experienced this. It's like the sound of the ice when you're skating, the cold air in your face, to being like after scoring a big goal, to being able to hug your teammates, come back to the bench, get fist bumps. It's just a game that's always there for you no matter what, and it's a loving game. Even when you're losing, it's still a loving game because you have your teammates with you. So I just think it's like such a good sport to be a part of, because you'll experience so many emotions that you never thought you'd be able to experience.
And Luka?
Yeah, it's sort of touching on what Lev said. It's kind of like it just becomes an addiction. You know, I might have a long day at school, or it's the summer and I've been waiting all week to skate, and I just go there and, you know, I feel like I'm at home. You know, chasing my dream every day and just like being where I want to be. There's nothing that beats it. It's just such a special feeling every time I step on the ice, even though it's been, you know, repeated year after year after year. It just doesn't get old.
And all great answers, but can we agree that you've all had fun playing hockey? Fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, guys, it's been great catching up. Reflecting on last season was super fun to see everything you guys went through. And the GTHL is obviously excited to see your next chapters and where those take you. And whether it's in the OHL, Jake, and then Harvard for the other three, are really excited to see your chapters as you progress. So thanks so much for joining us. It was great. And we'll catch you in the next chapter, like we've said.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.